Now this is an exclusive story like no other. An investigation into what is turning out to be the biggest spying scandal in cyber history. We have been reporting extensively on the WhatsApp hack, and with neither the agencies nor WhatsApp giving us the clear picture, we decided to investigate this story ourselves. Now, over the weekend, we set out to find the company that is at the center of the storm. We are talking about the NSO Group, owned by Israelis, located in Israel's capital, Tel Aviv. The company that WhatsApp has taken to court in America. You may have not heard about NSO Group before, but now it's all over the headlines. It is the company that is helping governments around the world to spy on you. Their tools is a software called Pegasus. It's a surveillance product. It hacks smartphones. And as I've told you before, the Israeli government has classified it as a weapon. It's believed that Pegasus used a bug in WhatsApp to penetrate smartphones around the world. Smartphones of thousands of users turned into snooping devices. The list of victims includes more than 100 Indians, and this is just the beginning. So who is snooping on these Indians? Who is paying the NSO Group to enter their mobile phones? To find the answers, we decided to track down this NSO Group. Wion's West Asia Bureau Chief, Daniel Epagani, traveled to Tel Aviv, and he landed at the headquarters of the NSO Group in the city's business district of Herzliya. Guess what he found there? No office, no NSO. It's like they have vanished in thin air. And no, he has not got the address wrong. The office was very much there. We have ample proof of that. But now all signs have been removed with the lawsuit in America and the scandal exploding in their face. The group has gone underground. Now, this is kind of not inconceivable because the size of the company, the last valuation puts them at $1 billion. They have 45 countries and clients. How can a company this huge and this big disappear without a trace? Well, the NSO Group is a superstar of startups in Israel. According to one estimate, most Israeli tech startups are sold for less than $500 million. But for the NSO Group, you will have to spend more than $1 billion. Clearly, they are doing very well in terms of money. And all this by existing in the shadows. We tried other means to reach them. We called them. We wrote some emails. Well, the NSO Group sent a statement, like a standard reply. The exact same statement they released last week. Not even a line or a word was changed. Here's a quote. We consider any other use of our products than to prevent serious crime and terrorism or misuse, which is contractually prohibited. We take action if we detect any misuse. So none of our questions about the missing headquarters was answered. NSO says that it followed UN rules while selling its products. Now, if it has done no wrong and has nothing to hide, why is it hiding? Let me show you what a West Asia Bureau Chief, Daniel Epagani, found when he reached the NSO Group address in Herzliya.
So this is what comes out on Google if I am to Google the NSO Group. It's there. It's not that it is not there and there is an address given. So if I want to find out where it is, and I am currently standing right in front of the building that was once the NSO. This is the last location where it was located. We have all seen this building in the pictures in the news in these days. And if we look very carefully to the left of this building, we can see that the exact place where the logo was still bears some signs, some marks of the logo. It was removed from there. See the brown signs? That exactly is where the logo was. So if I am, as I said, to follow the map in order to understand where exactly this company is and to hence start walking towards the direction, it says that I'm pretty close to there. So Google Maps is saying that I am actually in the right place. 1 minute. 100 meters. So let's take this walk together. It means I have to go right and then take the corner. Let's see what happens. according to what the map tells me right now, I need to turn into this road, and let's see.
The destination is on the left.
The map tells me that my destination is actually on the left. But on the left, I just have the same building where I was before, but just the backside of the building. So if I walk a little more, I'll be exactly in the same spot where I was before. So it means that this is definitely the building that at least Google points out as the headquarters of the NSO. But the NSO is not there. The doorman doesn't have any idea about the existence of the NSO company. There is no NSO company logo, not in the whole of the building, not outside of the building. And I'm just going to show you. So this is exactly the same building where I was a little while ago. Exactly the same. You can see that's the place where the logo was, with the marks still there. This is exactly the address, the number 9 of the Hamada Street here in Herzliya. There is literally no trace, no track, no sign of the NSO company anywhere.
So the recent hacking spree was made through a very powerful software, Pegasus, a product of the NSO. This software has even been labeled as a weapon and can access mobiles of anyone. As per the company, this is made to tackle terrorist organizations and organized crime. Daniel Pagani tells us more about the Pegasus software. Take a look at this report.
This is the user guide of Pegasus. Soon after the WhatsApp hacking scandal broke, this 40-page document was leaked on the World Wide Web. Inside are the specifics. The Pegasus can access virtually anything that is on your smartphone. Page 16 of this user manual describes what kind of data the Pegasus can access. It can access anything: photos, your browser history, calendar records, social media, even phone calls. If this isn't scary enough, the Pegasus can monitor your location and record you via the phone's microphone. It can access snapshots from the phone's camera and even capture the screen. Page 9 of the document lists out the benefits of the Pegasus. Hackers can get unlimited access to a target's mobile devices. They can intercept calls and data while tracking specific applications like Skype, WhatsApp, Viber, Facebook, and even the BlackBerry Messenger. The Pegasus is the ultimate cyber surveillance tool. It can extract data and information without the victims even realizing that they have been hacked. The Pegasus user manual proudly proclaims on page 10 that the spyware doesn't leave a trace on a device. It can self-destruct to escape detection. Here is how it looks on the other side. If you are using Pegasus to spy on someone, these are the tools that are available to you. All stolen data is organized neatly into a calendar-styled preview. The hackers can create alerts to track certain activity. They can even choose to view any specific activity like messages, location, information, or emails. There is a call log too. Once a victim is hacked, their phone calls can be monitored from here. There is an option to play back specific conversations. There is a dashboard to track location activity as well. A victim's movements are tracked by taking control of the GPS on the phone. It is represented on a map with location markers. The user manual of Pegasus gives an insight into a surveillance super weapon. A weapon so user-friendly that anyone can operate it. Such a tool can prove to be lethal and destructive if it falls into the wrong hands. Bureau Report, Wion, World is One.
And as part of his investigation, Daniel Pagani also spoke to the military and defense correspondent for Jerusalem Post to know more about the role of Pegasus software has in the cybersecurity in the Israeli army. Take a look at this.
We have been tracking the story of the lawsuit that WhatsApp filed against the cybersecurity company, the Israeli cybersecurity company NSO. And regarding the role of cybersecurity in the defense of Israel, there is clearly no better person to talk about it than Anna Aronheim, the defense correspondent for the Jerusalem Post. Thank you again for being with us. You're becoming now a regular guest with us. So my first question to you is, how big is cybersecurity when it comes to protecting the country?
It's a major part of Israel's military. They've actually put in millions of shekels to try to increase that directorate, the cyber directorate. And you can see the cybersecurity world in the military in all aspects, whether it be in the Air Force, in the Navy, in the ground forces. Everything is connected. And everything in that way has to be protected. Because if you have a multi-million-dollar plane that could be hacked, you have to protect that. And the same has to go with the troops, the tanks on the ground. Our missile defense system also has to be protected online. So cybersecurity and the cyber world in general in the Israeli military is huge.
So there is a very interconnected army where all the parts of the army, the Navy and the Air Force are all connected to each other. There is one particular unit that caught my interest and the interest of our viewers, which is the Unit 8200. We understand it's a very secretive unit which takes particular care of the cyber security. What can you tell us about this unit?
I can't tell you much, but the 8200 unit is one of the most elite intelligence units in the military, and it focuses a lot on the cyber realm on various fronts. Also in languages it focuses on, and really 8200 is not only the most secretive, and there are many other intelligence branches which are just as secret and focus on similar parts, but 8200 is most famous. They've carried out multiple operations in terms of cyber intelligence and cyber defense.
I think it is not a case that many of the CEOs of some of the most renowned firms of cybersecurity in Israel actually served in that unit. And talking about this, what is the role of the private sector in the security of the country? Do they cooperate with the government? They are sort of a section of their own? How does it work?
Well, all Israeli companies, if they want to export anything, they have to do it as per government regulations. The same has to do with cybersecurity. The Defense Ministry also has to give the okay and the clear for that if they want to sell those types of products. But because Israel is known as a startup nation, and many of those startup companies come from people who served in units like 8200, they have a lot of background, and startups that focus on technology is one of the strongest parts of this country that brings in billions of dollars every year.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, in an interview to a newspaper just 3 days ago, one of the founders of the NSO Group, Shalev Julio, gave an interview and an insight into the spy company's operations and genesis. When asked about NSO's foundation, he said that on the 1 year on the eve of Independence Day, drunk on wine at a pub he and his friend Omri Lavi found a startup that allowed viewers to buy products they saw on TV shows and in movies. Several weeks later, Julio and Lavi founded the company called Communitech that operates to this day in northern Israel with some 50 employees. Back then, the company had repaired cell phones. But that tech company was not limited to repairing phones. In fact, it could infiltrate cell phones, collecting information that was not encrypted. Now, here's an example of what happened when he was asked about the company's extended functioning. They said that they had offered a solution to have the cell phone carrier send the customers a link, and with a few clicks, they could authorize the carrier to remotely access their phones. The tech support center could receive the authorization to remotely perform any action and many actions, including version updates and training. It may not surprise you that European intelligence service even approached them for collecting intelligence. When asked about individuals feeling safe while talking, texting, posting on Facebook and Instagram without fearing that someone is listening to or watching them, the NSO chief said that the government has these technologies very limited in the number of targets they can actually handle. In the entire world, there are today no more than 150 active targets, while NSO claims their products are worldwide, with all of their customers handling less than 100 targets at any given time. He claims that with well-secured cell phone operating systems and advanced application security, dramatically reduces the possibility of tracking civilians who are not involved in terrorist or criminal acts.
While the world watches the Spygate saga unfold, Wion travels to the heart of the story. Follow us to Herzliya in Tel Aviv to track an Israeli firm which is in the eye of the spying storm.